Good evening, and welcome to the Reel McCoy. I'm Meffistoe, and with me, my hetero life mate. Oh, my feelings. How are you doing, my friend?
I missed you, my life partner.
What is the Reel McCoy? The Reel McCoy is your movie podcast of the week, your kind of a not food club, but book club of the week. As we tackle each and every week, we tackle a different movie that you know of in advance. You go watch it and come back to us so you can hear us bullshit our way through it and break it down and give you a little bit of how are we feeling about this movie, what do we like, what do we dislike. Some movies we like, both of us, some of them we dislike, coming up soon.
Oh yeah, there's one that I know you're gonna hate.
Generally speaking, we end everything. We do a few segments along the way to help invigorate you, the audience, with us as I quiz Mr. Oh My Feelings on some stuff. And we just try to have some fun. But before we start, please, two things. Follow me on Twitter because this dude does not want to do social media for obvious reasons. And you can follow me on at Meffistoe. Hey, it's just your feelings. I'm not hurting you. Anyway, so follow me on Twitter at Meffistoe, or if you really, really want to, on Instagram. I'm trying to figure out. I'm such a boomer. It is insane. I got some lessons over the weekend. It's still not good. So I'm Mephisto79 to betray my age. I am 79 years old. But yeah. And this week, the absolute pleasure of the Predator 1987. Predator 1987 was directed by John McTiernan, the great John McTiernan, and starred Arnold Schwarzenegger and the awesome Carl Weathers. It is
also Jesse the Body Ventura.
All right. Oh yeah. By the way, before we start, a massive side note. What is Jesse Ventura's name in this movie? And please tell me. Fuck, you ruined it.
I know it. Mm-hmm.
Blaine is a name that it is so bad.
Yeah, I know.
I was completely off, like completely taken off this character as soon as I heard the name
Blaine.
Because it is.
But he's a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, he's a sexual tyrannosaurus. We'll get to that soon. So what is this movie all about? Well, the premise is we get a bunch of dudes, a special forces dudes, coming in, hired by some sort of a Central American. It's not. The general is American, right?
Yes, but it's
General
also
is American.
It's also a co-op with the CIA.
It's co-op with the CIA. Anyways, it's a Central American. It's a Central American country. They go in for some sort of a mission to rescue hostages.
Yeah, it's kind of a play on the God, I completely forgot it now. The drug situation, especially in Peru and Nicaragua at the time. It was kind of apropos politically, not well. Obviously, there weren't alien monsters killing people in the Nicaraguan jungles, but supposedly, yes,
exactly. So, our titular group goes out to the jungle, including the CIA operative with them, or the liaison. And the hilarity ensues.
I wouldn't say hilarity. I would say spine ripping and bleached skulls.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
So fun stuff.
Yeah. For the Predator, I would say hilarity did ensue.
Yeah.
Because he's having a ball.
He's having a ball. Well, a few balls. Anyways.
Yes.
Amend the title. What is the title? Are you kidding me? It's not the title? No? It's good. Predator 2. Yeah, it's good, man. We're all good. I don't know what title you want me to amend, Saf, but
and I was going to say...
Please stop taking me out of this podcast. Yeah.
I was gonna make the really crude joke, and I think it's kind of apropos to say it. Wait, Predator. Are we reviewing Blizzard office policy again?
Oh, shh. We don't talk about that here. No current events in politics, please. And lawsuits and stuff. All right. So, right. Back on track because, yeah. Okay. So, first shot, and this is the most recognizable shot in the entire movie. You guessed it. Oh, no. Fuck, I missed. I'm such a boomer. This shot. You
Dylan,
son
of a bitch.
You son of a bitch, Dylan. Anyway, Arnold comes into the office, talks to the general, and finds out his friend Dylan is there, and they do some sort of a mid-air arm wrestle, and Dylan is severely underrated. Oh, stop, Saf. I'll change it after the podcast. Holy shit. Right. So they do this, and this is, I think this is the best meme, right, from this one?
Yes.
There are a few. There are a few like one-liners and all that stuff.
This is like, I think this is either the best or second best Carl Weathers meme.
It's the best Carl Weathers meme, for sure. For sure. I mean, man, he can hold his own with Arnie with those arms.
And do you know if also Carl Weathers didn't want to the guys actually on set would wake up at 3 a.m. to do sets with Arnold.
Why? Oh, to do reps, you mean?
Yeah. They wanted to be as just to not look, I would say, less manly than than Arnold did on set. And Arnold did actually, as we talked about before the podcast, Arnold did actually trim down. He lost 25 pounds during this role. He wanted to be a slimmer version of himself, which you can see. I mean, you can see it in his face.
You can see it when they're in the jungle mostly. In this one, he looks super buffed. His traps are like this huge.
But his traps are always this huge.
No.
I mean, look at Conan the Barbarian. I mean, come on.
I know. So, in efforts to trim down this podcast, in some reason, they have a word like they have sort of an exchange, and immediately Arnold or Dutch is suspicious. He sees the tie that Dylan has. He gets told that Dylan has to come with him, even though Dylan knows that Dutch and Dutch's crew work alone. They do their own thing, and they have no attachments. And later on, there's a moment there with Mac, the sergeant, where Dylan I'm going to jump back and forth. So not going to go play by play. So there is a moment that is adjacent to that where Dylan is literally, he has a misstep and he falls and basically makes a shit ton of noise. And Mac catches him and tell him, look, if you make another noise again, I would literally gut you and leave you here.
Yep.
Like we have zero tolerance for your bullshit.
Yeah. It's when they see the Predator later. Yeah. I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
Exactly. No, it's before. There's two points where he catches Dylan from the back. Okay. There's a point where they walk towards the first target and he drops some sort of log, makes a lot of noise with the leaves, and Mac is like, you cut this shit out or you will be left bleeding here. Mm-hmm. So they go by the choppers, and we have a little glimpse of all the characters. So we have first of all, we have Mac, who shaves himself with a razor all the time.
And who goes little bit nutty later, which we'll get.
or a lot nutty later. We got Hawkins, who's the meth looking dude, and Billy, who's we don't know yet, but he's the scout. Supposedly, he's supposed to be Indian or American Indian.
Because he's a tracker. That's what he's really known
for. Tracker, so immediately he's the Indian.
Yeah.
We have Blaine.
The 80s weren't exactly good about racist, stereotypes at all. But we have
more like they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We have Jesse the Body Ventura
with Blaine, who says he uses the really, really bad F word that we don't say anymore.
Yeah. And
then he says, "Well, you guys take this and you'll be like me, a sexual tyrannosaurus."
Yeah. And gets response from Pancho, who's I don't know what he does. He has the grenade launcher in the movie, so he has it. He tells him to put that in his sore ass. So kind of a good pun retort to that. I love that. But yeah, and that's basically our crew. So we've got Dutch, Mac, Blaine, Pancho, Hawkins, and Billy. That's the main crew. I memorized the names. Yes, they were on. Oh my God! Notes.
Everyone.
Yes.
Podcast first. He got all the names right.
I got all the names right this time. Yeah. I literally wrote it down.
Yes.
So they're in this chopper. They go down. They get dropped, and they start walking, and almost immediately we get a kind of a shot. I'll try and find it later, but we get a shot of what the former crew had to deal with, because they find a chopper. They find a chopper with
hung up in the weeds, and they look at it and they go, "Well, a heat-seeking. It had to be a heat-seeking missile or something. Like, what else could have taken this down? Nothing else could have taken this down."
Exactly.
And that's again where Dutch's suspicions start arising, where he starts asking Dylan those questions like, "So what did you actually get us into? Because these are not just a bunch of jungle thugs."
Yes, because jungle thugs don't have heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah.
And then they, of course, discover not really the bodies, but the remains. They discover the bodies completely skinned.
Flayed,
gutted. I can't really show it on screen, but I have it here.
Was that Billy who found them?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Billy. Yeah, yes, Billy found them.
It was Billy that found them, and there we go. I've got a very PG picture just after that, and they find dog
tags. Yep,
dog tags. Right. I was going to say dog tails, but that's just wrong.
Nope.
Dog tags with Jim Harper.
Hooper.
Hooper? Harper?
Yeah, you forgot one name. It's Hooper.
Yeah, Hooper. No, did I write it? Hold. I wrote Jim Hopper. I wrote Jim Hopper.
6-1 here.
Yeah. Anyways, one of the things, and I'm going like backwards on this, one of the things that they discussed was they wanted Dutch and its crew to go to Lebanon for a mission. That like before in the office, and he said, "Well, we're mercenaries, we're not assassins," or something like that.
Yep.
So it gives us a little bit of a glimpse on Dutch's like moral core, I would say. They don't go for like they don't go to just annihilate people, but they are. They're not.
Well, as we see, that they are not opposed to doing that.
They're not opposed to absolutely leveling a camp full of bad guys, but not in assassination missions that they don't believe in, which is a good thing, I guess.
No, I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something.
I
It's
mean,
something.
there's a couple of lines that are coming up that I have to highlight because it's just like, oh my god, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger doing his sticky one note, those like action hero
Oh yeah,
one
that's
liners.
coming.
Like,
That's
oh
coming.
god, they're really good too. It's like I see
Yeah.
what you did there. And also, this is after he just got off of Commando. Commando was his
Yeah.
most current film, right when this was actually being filmed. So
Yeah, exactly. So they go into the woods and we get a glimpse of something is stalking them, of course.
mm-hmm.
And immediately Billy has bad feelings. He already said when they were at the chopper, uh, he said to Dutch, "It's very weird. The crew has gotten here, and after this, there's no tracks, literally none. So it's very weird."
Yeah.
So he's expecting tracks of people who did like an ambush or something, but there are none. And he keeps looking at he's starting to look at the trees. It's not where the point where he gets spooked, not the point where he gets spooked, but it's the first kind of, he's looking at the trees and we see the heat seeking thing. I've already shared it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just looking at the trees and
is
the
this
trees
also
are
the
looking
scene
back.
when he's talking, when Dutch comes and asks,
No. That's okay? After they
That's
destroy
later.
the camp.
Okay. That's
after
okay.
they destroy the camp.
Yeah.
So they get to the camp. They get to the camp. They scout the camp, and literally as soon as they can, Dutch kind of infiltrates. He sees an opening. He infiltrates. He literally does his Arnold shtick where he does a massive lift of something, and he just throws they use the back end of a truck to like pump water or something.
And then the truck rolls
and
down.
Then he rolls the truck with like a demolition thing, and he detonates it, and then all hell breaks loose.
I would say the only really memorable things in that is when Arnold pulls his Bowie knife from his strap and throws it, and it hits the guy in the chest. And what does he say?
Stick around.
Stick around. Like, you dirty mother.
Yeah.
And then the next one, he kicks down the door, shoots someone in the face, and goes, knock, knock.
Yeah, knock, knock, and he shoots the.
God damn it, Arnold!
He shoots the fuck. He doesn't shoot the guy. He literally put a fucking grenade launcher in his tummy to knock him the fuck out. Oh my god, that was so. If there is no way you could do these things, well, you can, like John Wick did, basically worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make these, but they don't make them anymore. It's sad. No. You can make these today. There's no,
and I would say the only
I don't see a reason why not.
The only thing that would be somewhat comparable would be the Fast and Furious films, which it's still kind of its own different genre in its way, but it's still just action nonsense now.
Yeah, but
but it's also I think it's.
I'm so checked out of that series, so it's
sad. The Expendables stopped making the Expendables though.
Ooh. Yeah, Expendables is another one where
they stopped making them.
It's basically an action movie for being an action movie, and they stopped it. Why they stopped it? You know why? Ronda Rousey, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, that was like the third.
That was a cheap shot.
Ruined.
That was a cheap shot. But yeah, they literally destroy this village, and Dutch finds out that Dylan is there not to save hostages. Dylan is there to get intel. It's basically to get intel. Oh, we got so good. This is such a good intel. Oh, we found the Russian connection and we found this connection. It was like, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Holy shit. And Arnold is pissed. And Dylan decides to, we found a hostage, so we can get her with us. Take her with us. And Dutch is like, you want this hostage? You carry her. And of course, she gets we get an additional crewmate, I guess, to this to that rotting ship, which we'll see soon. This is where the Predator comes in for a second time. Now, knowing what we know now about the Predator, this scene is a real setup. Why is he going after that crew? Because the Predator is a hunter. What he hunts for is worthy game. We don't know. This is like show, don't tell in this movie, which I absolutely love. They elaborate that on Predator 2 with Danny Glover. And they give an explanations, but in this movie, it's literally show, don't tell. We get a little bit of like hints with Billy. So Billy kind of says at a certain point, he's working like a hunter. Yeah, it's after Hawkins dies, and after Blaine dies as well. After the two first crewmates die, he says that it sounds like it feels like a hunter being hunted.
Well, that's when Arnold also, when the hostage there during when they break off at that point in time, where he says the famous line, "Get to the chopper." He tells her, "Don't pick up the weapon. Don't pick up that." SMG. That's pick it up.
That's like the last act, the end of Act 2, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna give you a little glimpse, as we do each and every time. So this is a glimpse where we see a glimpse of him looking at the expired body and the dead bodies that they've left behind. So you've got this shot, it moves to a different shots. It keeps bouncing off, and you see all the carnage that's happening. And basically it's him judging the crew. Are they worthy enough to kill? Because if you could tell, he didn't kill that camp. He could have destroyed that camp, but he didn't. He destroyed the chopper, and he destroyed the crew that went after the chopper.
The Green Berets. Yeah. Saw the Green Berets as worthy prey. They're worthy of the hunt. These guys, these chuckle fucks that Arnold's crew came in and obliterated in about a minute and a half. Of course, they weren't seen as any kind of potential threat or worthy prey, so they were anything.
This is a real
the Scorpion. Yeah.
No, it's actually the Predator kills the Scorpion. He looks at the is it Mac that killed the Scorpion?
Mac kills the Scorpion and puts it on the ground.
Oh, and the Predator picks it up and looks at it. I thought it was it's a significant moment, I would say. So it sort of goes into the Predator and the prey, I would say. It's a lot of Predator and prey in this movie.
And it's also where the Predator in this point, he's also kind of revering the corpse of the Scorpion, if you can consider that where he's like, oh well, you were of your kind like me. You were the top predator of your kind here.
Yeah.
And now you're gone.
Yeah. So at this point we're literally they starting to move.
This is scene. Yeah, this is what I was talking about before. Yeah.
Yeah. So Billy goes up, and he literally, in the middle of this clearing, he stops and he looks at the trees, and everybody stops. And Dutch asks Mac, or Mac asks us, what got Billy spooked?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Billy is not afraid of anything. We've established that at the start. So Billy is not afraid of anything. And suddenly he stops and he keeps rubbing his I would say a good luck charm
Sure. Yeah.
His
I
necklace.
assume it's some kind of like totem, because obviously it has to be. He's a Native American. Of course, he has a totem.
Supposedly
necklace.
a Native American,
Yeah.
but yeah, they
Yeah.
look at the trees, and Dutch asks him, "What do you see?" And he's like, "I don't know, but I know something's there, or something of the sort."
He says no, because the trees, they're looking back at me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So he knows that he knows, but he doesn't.
Something is there, but he can't.
Something is there, but there's.
Excuse me. He can't. He can't really perceive it yet.
Exactly. And the other way around, you can see that the predator is literally. Oh shit! All right.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that happens. Let me just do this and do that. Yeah. Come on, man. Please. Why do I have to deal with this during this? Why? Why can't I watch it? That's the most troubling thing. That's the most troubling thing. There we go. All right. Got deleted.
Good.
YouTube deleted it. Wow, that's cool. Because I can still see it. YouTube deleted that. Thank you very much. I'm going to... Oh, thank you, Restream. This user has been blocked.
Good. What a piece of shit.
Some people are pieces of shit. All right, so the sorry about that, everybody. If you're looking without a chat, we had people who think this is super funny. All right, so we've got the actual trees looking back at Billy. If you can tell, Dutch is looking one way and Billy is looking straight at the fucking predator. With this.
And also look at the heat signature coming off of Billy too.
Yeah, he is not super hot. He's very calm. Super calm. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that too. All right. So, just to our captive, the lovely Miss Anna, tries to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Dylan does a superb job of looking after her. And suddenly she manages to escape. She gets chased. Hawkins takes her, and Hawkins gets smashed from the side. She gets sprayed with blood, and she is super frozen, and she sees the predator with the camouflage. Now, I'm going to ask you this. At some points of the movie, the camouflage in terms of effects is really, really good. At some points, it looks super sketch.
Yes.
Like super sketch.
Yeah.
In general, in 1987, what would you say about the effects?
I would say at the time they were near groundbreaking. I mean, they really did a hell of a job.
Yeah, I think so too. I remember watching it on VHS. I think I watched it like a year after it came out, even though I wasn't supposed to. But I was blown away. And I've seen this movie at least 10, 15 times, I think. Again, in certain points where it tries to blend and there's lots of foliage, it works. But when it's like super close, when it's that scene where you can basically see the hand moving Dawkins's leg. Oh, not Dawkins, Hawkins's leg.
Like,
That's a bit sketch. When she looks straight at it without the eyes, when she looks straight at it, when it moves, it's bad. When she looks at it and he is still, and you see the glaring of the eyes, that's good. At least for me, it works, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hawkins gets smashed, and they only find basically his guts. I think Pancho finds his guts, and then he goes to Dutch and is like, I found like
parts
something
of him,
like something. I found something. I thought parts. I didn't find him. So Dutch says, well, we are not leaving until we find, like, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they go out to find him, and Blaine gets smashed in front of Mac's face, and Mac goes a little bit off kilter.
Sort of his downward spiral.
Yeah, that kind of starts he's like very calm, cool, and collective up until that point. He's being like the sergeant of the group. Mm-hmm. From that point on, he keeps losing it. He keeps absolutely losing it, and takes up the minigun and starts spraying the fucking.
And what was the minigun called?
Oh, I forgot.
Old Painless.
Oh, Old Painless. Yeah, because when you get shot with it, you're dead so fast you can't even feel the pain.
Yep.
But there is a point where he reveals it, and he loads it up as he's like, it's time to feel the pain. I wrote it down. I mean, Blaine or Jesse Ventura has got some good one-liners in this one
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it?
Because it's like,
he says payback time.
Payback time. That's when they're going into the village.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When they're going into the village. That's almost the most famous scene, I would say, where he sprays the forest. Then Dutch comes in, sprays everybody comes in, and they just annihilate that entire area without knowing what they're shooting at. They keep shooting and shooting and shooting, and then literally draining the Old Painless away. And when that stops, they go, like, Pancho goes out to see something, and he says, we shot at nothing. Yeah. But Anna sees the blood on the leaf, and she literally scrapes it and like smears it on her side leg to save for later, I would say.
Or I think it as proof, and I think in a way, like, you'd have to imagine that she is still really shell-shocked from everything she's already experienced, and to have that's almost kind of a way like, this happened. This is real.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so with that, and yes, I know we're at the 34-minute mark, man. Imagine that. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing for people who haven't seen the podcast. We literally can go
on forever,
hours. Yeah. We can go hours, but this movie is
way too many notes.
Yeah, I know. I've showed you my notes. I never do notes. I never ever do notes. I did notes for this one just so I won't forget. Like, I didn't want to forget dug down like an Alabama tick. That's like a one-liner that
was the other good Jesse Bonaventura line. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. All right. So what we do for every podcast is movie posters. This segment that still does not have an intro, which I hope and someday will actually be there. Anyways, with our first segment of the night, we have movie posters that had their text written out, or promotional posters that came out to put place in the cinema, and I'm gonna present them on the screen, and of course the crowd or the chat can answer it with my feelings. I of course know all of these by heart, even though I know
Sure, bud. Sure,
I
bud.
do. All right. Let me set it up, please. All right. By the way, I've significantly reduced the amount of posters we have. It's going to be, instead of 20 in each episode, it's going to be 10 in each
10,
episode.
yeah.
But I found a good resource for it.
Oh, that's not the Pelican Brief.
That is not the Pelican Brief.
Is it A Few Good Men?
Yes, it is.
Oh, God, I hate this movie. And I completely forget
It is ridiculous, by the way. This movie's premise is ridiculous.
Can't remember it.
Entrapment.
Is that Aaron Brockovich?
Aaron Brockovich. Good on you.
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in one of those movies where it's really hard to know which movie it is.
Which movie it is, of course, because it's one of those goddamn B movie Jean-Claude Van Damme's. Well, he has the mullet going on, so
he has the mullet. He has the mullet.
It's not Broken Arrow, is it?
Broken Arrow is something else.
Yeah, it's God. No,
it has Lars Eriksson in it. Bishop himself.
Fuck.
Lars Henriksen, maybe.
Nope.
Hard Target.
Good. I was gonna say that's Last Action Hero, but I was gonna say though. Side note about Jean-Claude Van Damme: he was originally supposed to be cast to play the Predator.
Ooh, yeah, nice. It was he was too short. Do you know who played it?
Yes, and it's a very, very, very sad story.
Kevin Peter Hall, an African-American actor who did quite a few things, by the way. He was the second Predator as well.
Yes,
but
he was also 7'2".
Yeah, he was very, very, very tall. Very tall.
But yeah, right. No, his death is very, very sad. Yeah. Oh God. Is that Shakespeare in Love?
Shakespeare in Love.
The Graduate.
The Graduate. We got two more, I think.
Motherfucker.
I adore this movie, by the way. This movie has so many one-liners. It is unreal.
It's not Blue Chips. It's
not Blue Chips. Blue Chips is a basketball movie.
I know. It's like I'm thinking Blue, but I don't think that's right.
No.
Nope.
The Last Boy Scout.
Wow. Way off. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. That's fucking Vertigo.
Another one. Last one.
When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally, indeed. Good one. You got him good.
Last Boy Scout. I cannot remember that film. I know I've seen it, but I can't, for the life of me, I can't think of it.
We might put it on the list then.
Damn,
I
remember it being a good movie, but
our list is pretty much pinned until like November. It's like
all the way up
crazy.
to almost to Thanksgiving now. Yeah,
almost up to Thanksgiving,
almost,
with holes here and there.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, but all in good fun. All in good fun. I'm gonna show just what I was looking for.
Oh,
in this.
Yeah, the eyes. Yeah.
You see that how the CGI blends when he stands? The CGI blends with all the trees. So it really works. Mm-hmm. It also is really good. Again, everything that has to do with like static shots is really good because it just has that ripple effect that works with lots of foliage density, because I really like that one. And the eyes are a bit cheesy, but you know.
It was 1987. I mean, come on.
I know. It's pre-T2.
I said it wasn't cheesy then. That was really impressive at the time.
It's pre-T2, which T2 kind of elevates the whole action kind of thing. So we have the first shots of the Predator without the camouflage, where he took a hit, and we I've lost my fucking train of thought. He took a hit, and he's got this little medical kit. Really reminded me of Dread.
Yes,
where he had that medical kit in Dread in 2012, where he literally clicks it open, pulls it up. He has the little thing that he injects to I don't know, to help not close the wound, but have a little bit of filling into there, and then he closes up the wound, and he gives like a massive howl. And of course, Billy is fucking spooked. Everybody's spooked. They could hear it, and it's a reminder. It's a reminder for all of them that something is
out there.
Is out there. The truth, even. Let me just show it. Yeah, so we've got the medical kit, and you can see all the like gizmos and doodads and all that stuff. What do you think this is? I have no idea.
That actually,
and the big spoon thing too.
Well, the I think with the knob to turn, that's a way to actually reset bones.
Ah, I didn't even think about it.
If they're put together, basically, it's a way to clamp them together for to do the suture on the leg.
I mean, technically, it could be like an old wine opener, you know, the one where you turn the head and the hands go up.
I would not think that a Predator would have a wine opener.
I mean, it could be doubling as a wine.
I wouldn't see him opening a good Cabernet Sauvignon after he just ripped the spine out of a Green Beret team, toasting to his success.
I mean, it could be.
That's the reason why he came to Earth, by the way, because the really good vintage that year.
No, it's really good terroir. It's really good terroir. All right, so the team is down on the dumps. They literally carry Blaine's body because with Hawkins they didn't have a body. They didn't even have dog tags. But with Blaine, they have Blaine, so they're carrying Blaine with them, and they reach a point where they have to settle up for the night. And of course, Mac is being tasked with having all the trick wires and sending up like flares and stuff, so they'll know if somebody's approaching them that they could literally spring into action.
And so this is when Mac really starts to lose it, because he's talking to Billy, and I believe it was Billy who said we're all gonna die.
Yeah, that's where Billy says we're all gonna die. He can feel it. He also tells Dutch, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Billy tells Dutch, I'm scared. And they literally said earlier that Billy is afraid of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And if Billy's scared, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
See, I've got this shot of Mac where he literally looks at the moon and he cries, or he has like a cry face, I would say. And he is, let's just say he's deep into trouble. So he's filled with vengeance, and he also is filled with sadness on his friend who died.
They really don't go into the relationship between Blaine and Mac there. And Mac really describes it because he was talking about how they were in the same platoon. They were the only ones that made it out alive. They had been through so many tours together, and they were the only ones that made it out alive every single bit of combat. Every tour they've ever been in, they were the only ones that made it out alive. And that's him dying fractured his mind.
Yeah, he is literally broken beyond repair. Yeah. And of course, there is well, we'll get to it in a second. Anyways, so Tripwire comes in, flare goes up, we've got trouble, everybody springs into action, and we see a shot in the dark where Mac, or we know it's Mac, but we just see it as just a knife stabbing through things, and a sort of a yell or grunt. And of course, everybody jumps in, sees what happened, and Max is literally standing above a dead boar with the most huge tusks I've ever seen on any boar.
Too. Like that's a giant. That's like a 400 or 500 pound boar.
Yeah, that's insanely big. And they literally laugh at him. They're not laughing with him. They're laughing at him. Couldn't you find like a bigger boar to kill? Yeah. And it's like, as Mac is like, oh, fuck you. It's like, it's just, it seems to me like your typical military banter to me.
Yeah. And well, that, and also the guy, they said during the filming of this, it was one of the writers and also McTiernan, the director, which thank you for reminding me of his name. They said that they don't want to be, I wouldn't say the proponent or the originator of the term manly men, but they think that they actually created it with this movie. Because in a way, that's really what this movie is.
We're gonna get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there. There is a scene, a very famous scene, that kind of I would say started it all, but not really. It is present in other movies, but this one is done to perfection. So Dutch is like, okay. The most important thing, Blaine's body has disappeared. They go back to the camp. There's no Blaine. So Dutch is like, he was here during the night. He could have killed us all, but all he did was take the body and he didn't touch any of the tripwires, which is a very important thing because it comes back to the end towards, what is happening in the third act where it's just Dutch and the Predator.
Well, that, and also this scene where they set up new ones.
Yeah, no, the thing here is he said, he's maybe in the trees and he can see the tripwires. So we'll set up a trap that he will not ever see. So they set up like this net on the ground and they sit and wait and nothing happens.
Also, this is when Anna reveals that she had the blood on the leg. And she gives like the talk of, we've seen this happen before. It usually comes in when it's like the hot season. And this year it's very hot. Yeah. Yeah. And well, then Schwarzenegger uses the line too, because he used that another infamous line from Arnold: "If it bleeds, we can kill it."
Yeah, exactly. So they set everything up. It looks good. They do like this ambush, and nothing happens. Literally nothing happens. So what does Dutch do? Goes into the open, right? He goes into the open. He doesn't trip the thing, and the Predator gets caught.
Yeah, the big net wire.
The big net goes up. He gets caught, but as soon as he gets caught, he's got that little that little gun that fires the shoulder cannon, shoots everything down, hurts Poncho. He literally gets hit by
springs the log wire trap. Yeah,
and gets hit, and everything from here on in. it's a very short amount of time between this point and where we get Dutch by himself. So
Yeah,
it's a
this
very
is where-
fast, it's a very fast-paced turn of events.
Yeah, that's from here. The I would say like from the dead meat kind of thing, where if he were to do the kill count, this is where it spikes.
Yeah.
Very, very fast, because
Yeah.
as soon as the predator escapes this trap, Matt goes off right after it, because all he wants revenge. That's
Yes,
all he wants.
Yeah, Mac wants revenge, and it's like like I said, everything goes out in a fast pace. As soon as Poncho gets hit, Mac is literally taking Poncho with him, and he sees Mac running towards another direction. He yells at him. He yells, "Get to the chopper," which is like iconic by now. Dylan goes after Mac. Dylan says, "I'm going to go after Mac." And literally Dutch says, "We're going to get to the chopper. Let's go. Let's just do it." So Dylan goes after Mac. Mac goes out by himself.
Yeah.
And he literally is. I'm going to give you a shot just before we see Dylan go after him. He is desperate. He is angry, and he is broken at this point.
And he's reciting a song. The lyrics to it terrible for me to forget this, but it was a song that was playing in the chopper when they flew in, because he's reciting the lyrics of that song while he's doing it. And that's just, again, I cannot remember this actor's name, but he did a phenomenal job of showing how his psyche was just fucking broken.
I think he's called Bill Duke. I'm gonna pull it up in a second.
Yeah. I know he's a very famous character actor, because he's been in
he usually plays the bad guy in movies. Actually,
he's usually the villain,
Bill Duke. Like I said, Bill Duke.
Yeah.
Oh, but he lost a lot of weight. Never mind.
Yeah, but he's a phenomenal in this role, and you can tell that he did some real background research on what would be the concept of a psychological break of a person.
Let's just say this: when he tells Dylan that he's gonna kill him if he does anything else, he is like, I believe him. And you definitely only see like the side of his face. So you see one eye and like the side of his mouth, and you believe that it's going to happen.
That's when he breaks the.
He breaks the thing when they're waiting for the trap.
Oh yeah,
he still does that razor, but at a certain point he just stops, and like you can see I think it just gives you a little bit of the stress level of Mac. So Dylan goes after him, and of course he does a lot of noise. He gets like taken from the back, like we said, and we get this point, and it's like, look, see up there in the trees, and he goes like, I see you. It's like predator and prey. Remember, it's all about predator and prey with this, where he sees the thing and he says, look, we got him. We can take him. Right? So Dylan goes and does the flank thing, and Mac goes quietly. But at some point,
because he's under brush, and you see the 3 dots come down.
Three dots, and he's like, it's on his arm, and he's like, what the hell is that? And he puts his head inside the thing, and he gets
like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I know. It's like anyone who has seen,
especially anyone
movies,
who has had that kind of combat training would know, like, that's some kind of laser dot sight. even at that point in time, they were new, but they were still prevalent in the military. They should know what that looks like. So they'd be like, oh, that's obviously like a trained sniper or something. So I should probably not put my head in front of it.
Yeah. And the whole point of his head being broken, now it's literally getting smashed.
Yeah.
It's literally getting smashed with one shot of that thing.
There's that one dichotomy though, in between those two shots that it's kind of irksome to me. I know they had to do it for practical effects sake, and I appreciated it. But when he gets shot literally in the forehead, it shows literally the back of his skull just boom.
Yeah, explode.
It's a massive explosion.
Yeah, I can't really show it. I have it queued up here on the screen.
But then when it cuts back to when Dylan looks back and sees that Mac is dead.
Yeah, there's no hole here. There's a hole here.
There's a hole here, and then there's blood all over his scalp.
Yeah,
but his head's still intact.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that way. They basically wanted Dylan to see him, but they can't. I don't know. I don't know what was the issue to bring a dummy there, I guess.
Well, it was also like they wanted to have that big practical effect there too, to show how powerful the shoulder cannon was for him. But
yes, so
the whole thing.
I guess so. So Dylan still goes after the Predator, but he sees Mac and he kind of loses it, and he's in open ground, and suddenly the Predator is just above him.
And he has the two submachine guns in both hands, and then his one arm just gone. The Predator clips him in the arm, and he was so stressed. The finger is not really on the trigger. It literally, if you really dissect it, the finger is not in the trigger, but it keeps firing. That particular gun should not have that happen. That's not an Uzi. An Uzi does that. Yeah, for sure. That gun does not. Because that's based for
that's an MP3,
burst, right?
That's an MP3. It should not happen at all.
Yeah.
It's designed not to happen like that.
Not to do that. Yeah. Oh. Well, that, and also, like, to be fair too, I mean, look at all the other scenes where they're walking around with guns, where every single scene that Arnold is in, he literally has his finger wrapped around the trigger, where it's like,
when he goes,
do not do that.
First of all, I'm happy to say I've actually shot that gun when I was in the service. Mm-hmm. I actually shot the grenade launcher from that service. You do not like load it and do this and shoot. Yeah. You use because the trigger is a little, you see the thing there. Yeah. It's like a long tube, and at the end there's another trigger. It's not on the main gun because it's an attachment. You have to hold the clip as if it was a grip and shoot it that
so
way.
That's like its own stock.
And you have to literally use two triggers like this. Not really, because you have to pull it out, but you have to do this.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You can't shoot it like a shotgun.
No.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm just saying, throughout the film, though, you actually see people, they have their finger literally wrapped, that their index finger is in, where it's like, no.
When Dutch
you put it outside.
I can show it to you. When Dutch goes to Billy, I can show it to you. When Dutch goes to Billy and it has some like what's going on, Billy.
Yeah.
He's aiming the gun
at him
with the fucking finger in the trigger, and I was like, no, Billy. No,
you're one misstep from your finger going, and you're dead. Your friend's dead. You killed your own friend here. I mean,
that's just
gun safety, kids. Gun safety.
Yeah. Just in the range, do it there. It's like you have instructors, go and learn, because damn. Where were we? So Mac is dead. Dylan's dead. Body count doesn't stop there, right? So Billy, we get to like a log bridge, and Billy's like, "Yeah, this is where I'm gonna do my last stand here."
You guys go ahead and keep on going. I'm gonna stay here. And as they're moving forward, and Billy takes his jacket off, and he pulls his knife out, and he cuts himself right across the chest, and he pulls his knife out.
And any symbolism in that, apart from
more kind of like a tribal last stand. It's more of just, in a way, it's like he was resigned to his own fate, and he knew he was going to die this way.
Of course, I'm not going to show blood, but
but in a way, it was him kind of giving acknowledgement to the superior hunter too.
Could be. It could be. He does have his necklace, totem, whatever, in his hand,
and
signifying that, okay, this is it. I'm going to join my ancestors, I guess.
Yeah.
Yet he yells the absolute scariest yell when he dies. You don't see him die. Yeah. He's the only one who gets killed off camera, and you can only hear him die. And that is chilling, dude. That is absolutely chilling.
But he's also the only one you get to see the spine rip later.
I'm not sure you can tell which body is it.
I'm pretty sure that was Billy that he rips the spine out of, and then he makes he does all of his work to fashion the skull, and he actually he lovingly caresses.
The skull. Oh yeah. There's plenty of shots like that. So the Predator gets to Dutch, to Poncho. He hits Poncho on the side of his head.
Yeah.
And of course he drops the weapon.
Poncho's just
Poncho's out. He was already out by the trunk, but Poncho's out, and Dutch yells at Anna, "Do not pick this gun." Like we said
and
before,
also,
do not
again,
pick
the
this
line,
gun.
Get to the chopper now.
No. He gets hit. He doesn't get hit by him like himself. He does have a little scar on his
shrapnel that him.
But the shrapnel comes from the gun. He shoots the gun instead of Dutch. Or the gun actually stops the momentum. I don't know. But Dutch literally falls off, and he yells at Anna, "Run! Get to the chopper!" It's such an iconic.
That's what we were talking about before. Where he's like, "Do not pick up the gun. Just run.
Yeah,
just run. He doesn't want to kill you."
Yeah. I don't think that even if she would have picked up the gun, that the Predator would have shot her, because he was doing a lot of reconnaissance on this group. He knew exactly which one to hit. He could have killed her way before.
At any time. Any time.
So. But I guess that's what Dutch thought, because he thought, well, everybody who died had a weapon. So if you don't have a weapon, he kind of figures it out. Because Billy did say that this is a hunter, and a hunter hunts something. And there's that story with the girl, with Anna, who said that we don't know what it is, but it only killed men, and he only killed men with weapons.
Yeah.
So that's the little connection there.
Also, the site. I keep wanting her to say the line from Aliens 2. He only comes out at night. Mostly.
Yeah. I mean, this is reasonable. It's not really too bloody. Oh, get to the chopper!
And that's when he basically runs and falls into a random waterfall.
Yeah, I've got a gripe with that scene. I have a massive gripe with that scene.
Where did that come from? And also, there's a big discrepancy. Here's land. Here's where you jump.
I'm going to get to that.
Here's water. How the fuck did you hit water?
Yeah, I'm going to show exactly
Doesn't
that
add up.
point. Yeah. So I have to go back and forth because of DMCA. So at this point, we can see water, right? So this is Dutch. He literally he falls and then he slides, and we can see water. So we've got a few rocks there, but generally speaking, I would say okay, that's good. There's only one problem. Only one problem. It's so hard. Yeah, and so hard to stop this. And yeah, the water is up there.
Yeah,
the camera the camera goes down. He falls, and that's a whole lot of land right there. That's a whole lot of land he has to cover. Now, I don't know about you.
I cannot jump at least, I don't know, a quarter of a football field. That's 50 yards or 50 meters.
Even if it's 25 yards. No. Just no. That is a big discrepancy. One of very few in this movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not only that, he was sliding legs first, and he was jumping head first. Oh, okay.
Physics. How does it work? I don't know.
Physics. Now, you want to say, okay, please, this is the 80s. Shut up. Just shut up and enjoy this movie. Stop overthinking.
Yeah.
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie at the end of the day.
And we're going to get to the big fight scene. And there's one thing that, it's a big audio file, it drives me fucking nuts. Because it makes no sense why they would use that sound effect for what they did.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there
soon. We're setting up Act 3, so we're good. We're good on time. I'm happy.
We're really good on time.
We are really good on time, yeah. So, Arnold comes out of the river.
Saf, side note, that's only if you shot the baby out of the cannon, like the puppies.
Yes. That's a different conversation for a different channel altogether. So Arnold literally climbs out of the river. He gets covered with mud. He doesn't even realize he's covered with mud at the time. The predator comes out of the water. His camouflage is basically not working. He turns it off. Yet he still has the mask, so he can still see that he can still track the heat. And he's looking, and there's nothing there. As we can see, there's he can't see Arnold, and he walks away.
And that's when Arnold realizes that, he sees via infrared. So,
yeah, exactly. So this is a good idea, and this is how I can beat this guy. Mm-hmm. And before we start the third act, we'll go over our second segment of the night, which we can take a little bit longer this week. So What is our second segment of the night, which has no name? The Battle of the Movies, I would say, where we take, using flickchart.com, we take two movies, we pit them together, and we decide which one is the best with the help of the chat, of course. We've got our arbiter, Mr. Saf, in the chat, or if you want, you can be here live every Saturday, 8 o'clock UK, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific, and be the arbiter yourself. So we take two movies and we decide which one is the better one. We're not going to start with this pair. I'm going to randomize it.
No, okay, because we already know that this is actually going to be just so you know, this training day is actually on the list for us to review.
Yeah, it is on the list.
Not too long. So
yeah. So what is the criteria? The criteria of this thing? Very, very simple. Whatever we want to watch. So it's Friday evening or a Friday night. Oh shit! Oh no. Hold. I'm such a boomer. Okay, so Friday evening, out with the boys, or inviting the boys in, or just families, whatever. Putting down like a DVD, or just like putting on a streaming service. What do we want to watch? Let's start with this. Randomize, please. We Own the Night or Total Recall? Have you seen We Own the Night? Because I have not.
Okay, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and pick haven't seen it. I have. It's a really good movie, but...
Good.
Have you seen Dances with Wolves?
Well, of course I did.
Okay.
Twice.
I'm going to have to go with fucking Total Recall. Get your ass to Mars!
Get your ass to Mars, bitch. 7 or Original Halloween, which is also on the list for October.
For Halloween.
For Halloween.
I'm going to have to go with 7 because it's my second favorite Fincher movie.
I'm going to go with 7. I don't really like horror films.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Yes, exactly. District 9 or The Hunt for Red October. For me, it's a real toss-up. It's a real toss-up. Saf also went with 7. What do you think? I like The Hunt for the Red October for different reasons that I like District 9.
I really like District 9, and it's also one of the best. It's actually one of the most independent film that made and grossed the most most money of all time. It's a really, really great movie. But I'm kind of ambivalent to it. I mean, so.
All right, Saf has the best answer, I guess. We are going with The Hunt for the Red October. Right, 28 weeks later, which is the second one, right? And
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Original trilogy, yeah.
Forrest Gump or Training Day?
Fuck you, Gump. Training Day.
I'm Forrest Gump. Saf, as the arbiter, I know what he's going to pick. Oh, what? Right. Saf went with Red October because he's a Tom Clancy fan. Mm-hmm. Come on, Saf. We need an answer. Jeez, he's still stuck at 28 weeks. All right. I know what he's going to pick, so it doesn't matter.
Lost. Well, you're right.
See, it told you. It went with Training Day.
Elf. It's actually, oddly enough, a modern Christmas classic.
I don't like Elf, and I don't like the second iteration of American Pie. So, Superbad or The Death of... I haven't seen Death of Stalin, actually.
Yeah, go ahead and put it. I haven't seen it.
Be randomized. Braveheart.
Oh, Braveheart then. Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Bad, but Braveheart's so good.
Yeah. Top Gun or The Watchmen? Yeah,
I have to actually go with Watchmen. It's very underrated.
Oh my god. I was just gonna say it's underrated. I know it kind of deviates from the comics, but the story...
But it deviates from the comics in a good way because it's not that random alien bullshit at the end in the comics. It makes so much more sense.
It's an open shut case, and I love Rorschach in it. I like the film noir style of it.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the comedian is just fucking kiss.
All right, L.A. Confidential or The Lion King? I am impartial, so I am going to go with L.A. Confidential.
Same. You know,
Another
I'm a
film
sucker.
Noir.
I'm such a sucker for film noir. I can't.
Me too. If it's done correctly.
Yeah.
Right. Dumb and Dumber or Bruce Almighty.
Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber's way fucking better. Oh, it's so much better. Oh, it's so much better.
Really? Oh,
yes.
I'm on Bruce Almighty.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. No, there's no passing on this one, Saf. Now you got to pick.
We had you have to pick. You have to pick. Chat, please. Biffer, go for it. Dumb and Dumber or Bruce Almighty?
Almighty.
Come on, we got a little bit of time. Snap to it. Matt, the you know what? The discrepancy between
sorry. Yes.
both suck.
Who just reference it? Kick his ass, Seabass.
That's Dumb and Dumber? Fuck. Okay, fine, Dumb and Dumber. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Citizen Kane or Aliens?
Citizen Kane. Sorry. It's a classic for a fucking reason.
I actively dislike this movie. I had to watch it. I had to watch it.
I know you do.
For my cinema class, as we called it back then.
Yeah, and I knew this is going to be a contentious thing. We've talked about this before, so, and everyone's just picking Aliens. So,
love you, chat. Love you. All right, we're gonna do two more. So this one and another one. Trainspotting or Toy Story 2. I would say because it's 2, it's gonna go for Trainspotting. If it's 1, I would have given it a pause. Trainspotting. Batman Begins or Rocky Balboa.
Begins.
That's Rocky 6.
Yes.
Batman Begins.
So Batman Begins was the original of the
Christian Nolan, Christian Bale.
Yeah. It's just
blew it out of the water. Good start. A massively great second one. And for me, not so great of a finish.
Yeah, that's the general consensus. Well, that's because, Heath Ledger unfortunately died. That's
I know, but
why it was such
a bad ending. For me, the story of Batman Begins, not the best. Maybe it's because I'm not a really big in comic book. Like I know of Batman, but I didn't know about Ra's al Ghul or Raj al Ghul, depending on.
I didn't like the version of Raj al Ghul, which Biffer, you can definitely agree with me on that one. I didn't like that interpretation of it, and apparently his insistence on trying to destroy Gotham, which made no real sense whatsoever. At least he had the League of Shadows, which was still there. But
I know there's a big discrepancy between the comic book Raj al Ghul, which is much more mysterious and devious and much more about assassination of it's like singular like politicians or movers and shakers to create that little nudge instead of just we'll just kill the entire city.
Well, in a way, the League of Shadows were almost kind of what they would refer to as the Illuminati. They were the ones that were puppeteering things behind the strings forever, and Raj al Ghul had the Lazarus Pit, where he's actually hundreds of years old. But he keeps rejuvenating himself by going into the Lazarus Pit. So,
all right. Okay, so last act, Dutch versus Predator. Basically, we have a montage of Dutch setting up traps.
A lot of which would not work because, physics is a thing.
Yes. Now, the one thing I didn't get at the time, and I didn't get for like 10, 15 views. This time I actually got it. There is a canyon, right? There's a crevice, and he puts a line with spikes. It's not well hidden at all.
No.
But it was supposed to not be hidden.
Yeah.
The trap itself was the big tree that drops him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But so it starts off with him hugging the trees and using a bow because it's silent.
Well, then also the bow that he created with things that, like, apparently it's 2 pieces of bark that were stretched that way. It was like, also, you couldn't have made it with, you'd had to have it make it with like 1 piece of yew wood or 1 piece of actual like solid wood. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what vines you wrap around it, that would have snapped immediately. Like, that would have came apart like that under tension alone.
And what I want to bring up is going a little bit backwards, because we did discuss the gratuitous nature of the 80s, and not only putting women up with like breasts out, it's also
Meth, please just roll back the sentence that you just said. Putting women up with breasts.
Yeah, basically, there's a lot. In the 80s, you had a lot of gratuitous nakedness where the scene
was acceptable in the 80s.
The scene had no need of naked women, right? They had no, like, there's a scene in Police Academy where they have a party on the beach. And there's music, so let's just get our clothes off and just dance with titties out, right? But it not only happened to like women, it also happened to men. Now in this movie,
oh no, it was Arnold. When Arnold was in a movie, he was going to be shirtless and looking jacked as fuck. That was that was a guaranteed thing. When you went to see a Schwarzenegger movie, you were like, oh yeah, we're gonna see him fucking shirtless. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. So in the montage where they build the entire trap, you can see him. I'm really having a hard time finding the exact point. So hard to find the exact point of it. But there's a point where they like pull the tree to set the trap, and they're like fucking buffed Carl Weathers and buffed Arnold.
Well, like I was telling you, like
Billy.
The cast they were waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning on set to do workouts with Schwarzenegger, so they could look as like they wouldn't have to look paltry compared to Schwarzenegger. I mean,
look
at Carl Weathers.
Dicks out all around, dude. Oh, this scene is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, this thing. And we have the same scene, but with Dutch alone building all the little traps. And he has to bend the trees to be a bow. So he puts it on his traps, and I'm gonna muscle this into a bow. And I was like, oh shit, that's not how you build a bow.
Yeah. Well, then they showed the scenes later where it's actually 2 pieces of wood that are, like I said, strapped together. When it shows him climbing up, it's like, that's not how a bow works.
Yeah, exactly. But we get, while you see the 2 sides, basically, while Arnold is building his traps and building weapons and all that stuff, you see the Predator taking out the spine with the skull.
That's like
caressing the skull, fixing it, and
try to see if you can find this exactly. I do believe that it's Billy that he rips the spine out of.
Really tough to see.
I mean, you can't show it, obviously.
I can't show it,
but I mean, like, for your sake, like, if you want to look and see for your own sake, because I'm pretty sure that was Billy. But anyway, in the interim,
it's Billy. Yep, it's Billy. Yep. You can. There's a shot where you could see like his head resting on a branch like this, and you could tell it's Billy. And the next shot is the Predator rips it up. Yeah.
One thing that bothers me about this scene is Schwarzenegger is sitting around a campfire. Wouldn't a being hunting down his prey that can see an infrared see a fucking fire?
That's exactly what I wanted to say. But yet when he calls the Predator, there is no campfire, and he lights a torch.
He just has a torch
and yells.
Rah! He literally just goes rah with a torch. It's like, Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
We just had him fall 25 yards forward and then
at
down.
At least.
So, suspend your disbelief, I guess. I mean, it's I would say it's like a part of the charm of this movie, I guess. Yeah. So Arnold,
at the end of the day, yes, this movie is about dumb fun, obviously.
Yeah, it's literal dumb fun. So Arnold is literally shooting a bow at the Predator. The Predator he can't see him because he still have that mud on him. The Predator just looks up at the sky. He has that little side cannon and he just flam, shoots everything.
Yeah.
Lights up the entire forest.
Because he shoots an arrow that hits the because he had, which obviously this has not worked this way. He took one of his grenade rounds, unscrewed it, and just poured black powder out of it into leaves, and made that little bomb trap that blew up the Predator's camouflage.
Yes, it disturbs the camouflage, but nothing else. It barely had a scratch on him, but. It's possible as a demolition expert. It is possible to do, but you wouldn't do that in a like a jungle setting. I would say
also, wouldn't those leaves be, I don't know, wet?
Yes. Oh yeah, that would literally ruin the powder.
The whole process.
The cartridge, the little head. He can just throw it. It is it's touch sensitive. So if you hit it hard enough at it's like a dome thing. Yeah. If you hit it hard enough, it will blow up. It has a little bit of explosive in it. The problem is you need it to be at a certain speed. Now, if you shoot from 25 meters above, shoot it at
gravity
the ground
itself. Yeah,
you might activate it just by throwing it. You might just do it.
Yeah.
How much explosive it has? I don't know. It packs a punch. All right. So Predator shoots the entire forest down, yet he fails to actually hit Dutch. And hilarity ensues, I guess. Dutch actually falls, right?
I would say this was Home Alone before Home Alone was Home Alone.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
Yeah,
it's Dutch and the Predator versus Kevin McAllister and the Wet Bandits.
the only problem is Kevin McAllister actually hits the two guys, and Dutch actually does not.
Well, and then also Dutch actually succeeds in his goal in murdering something, basically, and Kevin McAllister should have actually been, committed for life for killing two grown men.
No, he didn't kill them. He just maimed them a little bit.
No, if actual physics were to be applied, he murdered those two men. They're dead. They are dead.
Anyways, he does manage to cause the wound that the Predator had before to reopen. Because he could see the blood, and he actually follows the blood, but it only leads him to the Predator, and of course they get into an entanglement. Dutch falls over, and the Predator is giving a lot of respect to Dutch. He takes off.
He falls into the water. Dutch falls into the water, and that's when the water washes away, and that's when he can actually see him. And so the Predator picks him up by the throat, and he sees through his infrared like this is a man. So this is just a man. So I'm going to give him the proper respect. So he backs off and he takes his mask off.
He takes his mask off. He takes his gun off, and all he has is that double blade to hunt with.
You see his face. And what is Dutch's line?
It's at the end. It does not come there. I thought it came as soon as he saw his face for the first time. It comes all the way at the end. So
really,
Yes, the Predator not only has that little sliding knives. No. Trust me. He pulls them back. So he goes hand-to-hand combat with Dutch. Now he's way more powerful than Dutch.
Yeah.
Dutch can't touch him
And
at all.
This is where I get to have my big fucking gripe. Because this is an audio.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh my god. Why does every single one of his punches sound like a fucking whip crack? They use a whip crack sound every single time the Predator hits Arnold. It's literally a bullwhip sound effect. It's why? Why do they make that? Oh, sorry. As an AV guy, that bugs the shit out of me. It's infuriating.
I have no idea.
And and as we talked about before,
it's overused for sure.
They doled out the money to have one of the best composers at that time to make the soundtrack for this film.
I know. Alan Silvestri, by the way.
Oh, you also did another film that was on our list that we've already reviewed.
Which one?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, which I told you I was completely surprised that he did.
Yeah.
And this one, I thought he did a very generic work. It seems like it's sort of a soundtrack that I've heard somewhere before. Rambo 2, Braddock has similar sounds. Braddock with what's his face? You know, the guy who punched everything and it hurts the thing. Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
We had a brick house fall on him, and the brick house went to the doctor the other day.
It was very kind of paint by numbers. There are only a couple of good scoring scenes in this, but you can tell it's a Silvestri though.
Yeah,
because he has the same stings on big climactic moments. Like you know that one big note that he always uses. I mean, it's again, AV nerd here. So
yeah, I know. So
anyway, back to the big fight.
And we'll have this beautiful face. Do you think today people would complain about cultural appropriation and dreadlocks with this guy?
I think now they would.
It's gotten this ridiculous. Am I correct?
Well, it's actually an alien species, and actually, that's really not his hair. It's actually minor tusks that are coming back because that's how they actually grow. So, actually, if you really want to go about it, what you're saying about cultural appropriation is really wrong, and you're being a specious. So, fuck you.
I'm a Xeno idiot. Yeah,
I can throw it back at him. It's like, come on.
Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just teasing. But yeah, I thought, by the way, that this was done by Rick Baker.
Was not
done by Rick Baker. Was done by a chap called Stan something. But Rick Baker was in charge of the second movie.
Yep.
Correct. And he was in a Predator suit in that movie as well. I did not know that. I was just researching. I was like, this looks like Rick Baker's work. Like, he's a very well-known makeup artist, physical effects, well-known. He had a lot of work during the 80s. Him and his crew, of course, but he designed a lot of these sci-fi monsters.
Yep.
Not this time. Stan, I had it queued up. I don't remember right now. I'm not going to search for it, but it's a different guy. But he's done a phenomenal job with this, with the opening of the mouth and all that. It's superb work.
And I love the fact that during all of the fight scenes that they had to do, is the actor that in the Predator suit couldn't see.
Yeah, he couldn't see.
He had to memorize where he was going while he was doing the fights with Arnold.
Yeah, but it's shot very cleverly. It's above the shoulder and in front of Arnold's face with the hand slapping him.
And also
the fact that the actor couldn't see wasn't a real biggie just until the point where he was doing the he was feeling up the pointy teeth that was left behind by the supposed trap.
Oh, the spikes,
Yeah, the spikes.
Stan Winston. That's it, Saf. You got it.
Stan Winston. Yeah.
I was going to say
this point.
The other bit of levity in this, what is basically turned into an action kind of horror at the end, was when the first kind of square off between Dutch and the Predator, he picks up a log and swings it, and it just shatters over his forearm. And exactly. What does he say? Bad idea.
Yeah.
It's like
it's like
now it's like, oh, all of the tension just drained out of this immediately. It's like, oh yeah, we are just watching an Arnold action movie, and this is supposed to be fun. Yeah, all right.
Exactly. So like I showed on the screen, the Predator sees the non-trap thing. He feels the spikes. He was like, nah, I'm gonna go around this,
because Dutch was laying that down there, and he's going, come at me, come on, kill me, I'm right here, kill me.
He goes around, and as soon as he goes around the trap, he literally kicks the thing, drops a big log on the guy. He looks up, and it seems to me that it hit him. Like when he was looking up, it hit him like here.
So like you think it would either impale him or just like crush him downward,
or break his neck or something.
Yeah, like impact his spine downward. And also the thing is too. Speaking of physics and disbelief, that little tiny stick holding up that log.
No.
For that effect, no, that would have snapped immediately under that kind of tension.
And Dutch is like, he comes in over with a big rock. And he's looking at this obviously wounded, probably beyond repair, dude.
In a way, though, it was like Dutch paying respect to him, where he didn't just bash his skull in with that rock, where he just like,
as soon as he looks at him, he just throws it away. Yeah, he knows it's over, because he also like spits blood as well on top of his own face, because he's laying like down.
And this is also like a really deviates from form from what we know about the Predators and their created culture moving forward. Like in Predator 2, how they end up giving Danny Glover that Revolutionary War pistol. It was like, hey, you killed one of us, you're accepted, and like we understand that you're an avid hunter too. We respect you. Here's something from your culture. We're giving it back to you, and now we're gonna leave. We're done here. The hunt is done.
Yeah.
This guy, on the other hand, is apparently a very, very fucking sore loser.
Yeah, because what happens here is he comes over with that big rock. He throws the rock. He looks at him, and he asks, "What are you? You are an ugly motherfucker." This point, he's like, "You are
one ugly
motherfucker." Yeah, and the Predator looks at him, and he goes into his like little computer, and he like activates it, and you can see like a ticking sound, and Dutch,
he can see that the symbols do that same sequence where it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4,
and
3, 2, 1.
And it disappears, and Dutch is like, oh shit, this is going down. And
also, as an AV guy, this really bugs me because they put in a human laugh at the end.
No, that's okay. He actually imitates Billy's laugh, because during the entire thing, he mumbles what they are saying to each other.
Yeah.
And
I
at
didn't
the
catch
end,
that. Good catch.
because let me give you the setup and the payoff. This is the payoff where he does that big laugh. The setup is on the chopper. Hawkins tells a joke about like a pussy to Billy, and it's not really funny, and Billy's not laughing. After they destroy that village, he tells another pussy joke to Billy, and Billy gets it, and he does like a massive laugh. And you can see the Predator listening to Billy, and you can see the mechanical laugh echoing.
Now, oh my, you know what? That's a new one. You got me on this one, bud.
Yeah,
that
I
one's,
didn't even
yeah.
think about it at the time.
Yeah,
I did not think about it. After watching this, when you critically watch, you catch up on a lot of stuff.
Oh wait,
dude.
that was that joke where something
The pussy with the echo.
The other one on the chopper was about a smaller one.
Yeah,
a
smaller one, because she has a big one.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other one is with the I don't remember exactly, but he yells, and he yells again, and she said, "It's not. Why are you yelling twice?" It's like, "It's not me. It's the echo."
Yeah.
And he tells Billy, "Oh, because she's got a big pussy."
Yeah.
And it's like, and Billy's like, "Oh, ho, 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 ho," and you get that laugh. And literally, the general comes in with the chopper, and you can see the shot from behind, and it's like a big mushroom cloud.
Yes.
And then when they land, all they can see is desolation and Dutch.
Well, and I was gonna say, and that's also like, oh yeah, he'd be dead.
Yeah, he would be.
There's
dead.
No way.
He would be absolutely fucking dead.
The small, basically a small thermonuclear device just went off. Yeah. He's vaporized or in shambles at best.
And we come to the last shot, and I can't believe we're almost done. Damn. Right. We come to the last shot, and this is where I wanted to tell you. What did you think about this last shot? Because it's Dutch. After he got rescued, he, to me, seems broken. You get a shot of Anna's face looking at Dutch, and then you can see it goes back to Dutch, where it's a close-up of Dutch's face. What do you think?
Well, I can tell you what the studio thought.
What did the studio think?
Originally, they wanted to set this up for a sequel right off the bat. And Dutch was supposed to be the main protagonist in Predator 2. And
so Dutch becomes Ripley, basically.
Yeah.
All right. I love the fact that Biffer said Predator laughs knowing there's no sequel could rival this. And
yep,
that's so
that is
true.
So very fucking true.
I think that I don't know what the studio wanted. I know what I think McTiernan wanted. McTiernan wanted us to see a broken PTSD man. This man right here on the screen cannot handle anymore. He is broken beyond repair. He was confident, cocky, arrogant, but well-versed at his job. When he stepped into that room with the general, when he steps out with the chopper, with the general and Anna, he is broken beyond repair. Maybe not as much as Mac, but very, very close.
Well, but also Mac's dead, so.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But well, to your point, I mean, that's a really, really great interpretation. Unfortunately, I know that they were trying to push for a Predator 2 when this was filming.
Yeah.
Because, you know what? The only film that beat this in the box office in 1987 was one film.
Pray tell.
Guess. It's a biggie.
Ooh.
A big comedy. A real big comedy.
Beverly Hills Cop 2?
You bingo fucking bango. On the button. On the button.
Yeah. I'm good. You didn't have to say comedy. I think because original Beverly Hills Cop was 85, 84, 85, 84.
85.
85.
85. Yeah.
See? All right. That actually comes to our conclusion. Before we go to our short version, which we do every single podcast that I remember to do, what do you think on the whole in this movie? And chat, before you answer, chat, go ahead, give us your absolute thought about this movie. I'll read it if it's any good. I'm an asshole, I know.
I do have to say, this is just, again, for the sake of machismo, for machismo's sake, this is the quintessential 80s action movie. It's... I know I use the phrase, this is just a fun movie, you should go ahead and watch it, for a lot of these movies that we watch, because that's what they are, and this is one of those movies. Again, it's you turn your brain off, you just kind of just sit back and relax, and you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I do think they did the franchise a massive disservice by everything that they did afterward, as Biffer alluded to. But I think this will stand as a testament to the 80s action film. I think this is just kind of one of those that people will look back on in 20, 30, 40 years and still look back and go, wow, you know what? That's a fun movie.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they took John McTiernan to do Die Hard, because Die Hard came in the year after that, like the original Die Hard. Mm-hmm. They took him to do that because of how quintessential movie Predator was, and how it was innovative because of that CGI, even though it's not good as we know it, but for 87 it is absolutely fantastic. Groundbreaking, not in terms of the story, because it's a pretty straightforward story. Team goes into a jungle and with a CIA pretense of something else. They encounter something weird, but nothing completely out of the ordinary that you don't know. They get stalked, and as soon as they finish their mission, they get hunted. Job done. Kill the enemy. Job done. Pretty straightforward, I think. But as we can tell, there are certain subtleties. There are action moments. There are jump scares that are not supposed to be jump scares. Even though it is an action movie, it's also kind of a sci-fi horror movie, but set in a very realistic, non-sci-fi setting.
Mm-hmm. Which was relevant at the time, given American American politics, but you could say American politics did go into this movie, but I think a lot of the action movies in the 80s were affected by the sort of macho bravado, super patriotic kind of a way, like end of Cold War or close to end of the Cold War, still in it, but not going out, in the middle of going out of it, and so on and so forth. But not a lot of major politics, other than the fact that it's sort of Central America. The whole Contra Nicaragua thing happened as well with the Reagan administration. That's what you were alluding to. Yes and no. Subversion by the CIA also gets into play. Yes. Yeah.
And basically it, but we definitely have a sort of an action sci-fi horror movie along with it that is not in space, that is actually in a jungle in whatever Central America, which is kind of a here and there setting.
I was going to add one last thing. One thing that's really important to know about the script is when it was written, It was originally started as a joke. Do you want to
Like
know what the
all
joke
good
was?
things. Like, I don't know. It's hot.
It was after Rocky 4. They said the only way that Rocky would have another opponent to fight to make Rocky 5 was if it was an alien. And if it was from that little joke.
Considering I watched Rocky 5,
I know, I'm like, well, maybe they should have brought in an alien because Rocky 5 was
maybe they should have.
Awful.
Yeah.
have him punch out E.T. I mean, come on.
Yeah. All right.
Eddie, Rocky friend.
All right. We end up every single episode, apart from the ones that I was lazy to do them, with something called a short version. What I do is I take the whole movie, condense it into around a minute and a half, depending on how the movie goes, and just a way to finish it up. I will also post the short version on this channel as a separate thing right after the podcast ends, just so I have that little segment to give you a nugget of goodness at the end. Are you ready, sir? Because as soon as I turn it on, it's going to go off.
I know. Fire away.
Okay, here we go. The short version.
You son of a bitch. Sexual Tyrannosaurus. Put that in your sore ass. Jim Harper? Very strange. No tracks. Stick around. Knock knock. I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck? You used to be someone I could trust. Scorpion kill. There is something in those trees. Hawkins dead. The jungle came alive and took him. We hit nothing. I saw something. Field medkit? Do you think you could have killed something bigger? It uses the jungle. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Excessive nude shot. Get to the chopper. I see you. Flawless headshot. Bye-bye, Dylan. Billy's last stand. Run! Get to the chopper. Mud disguise. Setting the trap. You are one ugly motherfucker. PTSD for life.
That sums it up.
All right. And that was The Predator in a short version. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you've been here live or have not been here live. Like I said, we are trying to get a third person to do this as a guest, but no go at the moment. So we'll keep doing this as a tandem as we like it. Please, I will try to do more of Instagram like it's written. It's at Meffistoe79. You can at me there along with the old tweet machine at Meffistoe without the 79. And do whatever. You've got film suggestions that you want us to have, even though we do have a set schedule. If you want a suggestion, please do that. If you just want to give us a message, tell us what you think, what you don't think, comment section down below, all that good stuff. And I will try to have two things. One, name for the segments, and two, have a bit of an intro for them. Okay. I hope I can manage that. It's very hard. The software I'm using to do this stream can give me some of the things I want, but not all of them. And doing this on OBS is absolutely insane. So please, I hope we can make this podcast a little bit more interactive and a little bit more fun for you guys. So please have at it. Any last words, sir?
Dumb to say that. Just look forward to the next couple of weeks because we've got some really good.
Yeah, we got some really good podcasts. The next podcast now. Oh my god, I'm such a fucking boomer. I've shut. Do you remember which one is next? There it is. Went up.
God, I have the list down here, but
no,
we just changed it around though. So what?
No, we didn't. Next week is Idiocracy.
That's right.
Idiocracy. No,
sorry. We changed around September, and I thought never mind. Yeah. Idiocracy is next.
Idiocracy is next, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go politics. It's going to go bad. I'm going to say things that I'm going to regret.
We're going to talk a whole bunch of shit about how dumb America is.
Oh, yeah. Next week, if you're an American, you're going to enjoy the shit out of this, because that is a doozy of a movie. If you haven't seen Idiocracy, go to Amazon. It's on. You can rent it on Amazon. You can rent it on Hulu. You have it. Netflix. Israel does not have it, but might be open to EU or US. I have no idea. You can check and send me a message. But Netflix Israel does not have it. I am very much region based when it comes. Yeah, I'm region locked. I am using a VPN.
Oh,
but yeah, anyways, I'm still region locked for some reason. So it could be that it's not on Netflix, but go check it out. Maybe rent a DVD, buy it on the storage box on Target or whatever.
I say that the Biffer just brought up another good Mike Judge movie, which Mike Judge, who directed and wrote Idiocracy, just brought up Office Space, and it's on the list.
It might be on the list. It might replace something else on the list. Yeah, it's worth to visit.
We're gonna go through. I'm thinking about ending things. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you through that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. Take care. Next week, same time.